Okay everyone, welcome back to the channel for another video on Gran Turismo 7. We're back with yet another track guide for this week's Daily Race C. Now, if you are looking for a track guide for this week's race at Daily Race B at Brands Hatch in Group 3, there is already a guide on the channel in the Group 3 playlist. So go into my track guide playlist in Group 3. There's a separate playlist for every group. We have one for Group 1, 2, 3, etc. And there is a Brands Hatch guide there for you to follow. Now, it's driving the RCZ, which on the current BOP now is pretty similar to how the Porsche drive, so all your braking points are going to be identical. Lines that you're going to take are very useful, so should give you a very good guide to getting a good lap in there. Now for this one though, there is a few tricks for this Daily Race C guide. Now I didn't know about some of the stuff that you could do to gain time when I did this lap. However, the lap's pretty solid still, so we're using the lap for the basic guide, but I'm going to point out some other stuff in this video. And also, I've recorded the chase camera view of #1 in the world to try and point these tips out to you, because there is some things here that are really going to gain you time. I believe now, using the tips that I've seen from the top time, I should be able to gain half a second over this lap. It is crazy what you can actually do and how you gain time with this car. So going into turn 1, we are going to be looking first of all for the 50 board. Now we're going to brake as close to that 50 board as possible, because you really have strong brakes with these Group 1 cars. So just before the 50 board, braking inputs going in there. Now we're going to keep the car in a straight line, so keeping the car to the right hand side as much as possible, because you want to get this car squared off into this corner. So we're going to go down to second gear. Now you can use first gear for this corner to get more rotation on, and then upshift instantly almost to third and then fourth gear. But I go to third gear, accelerate. Now some people are using fourth gear all the way from that corner. It's up to you. They're pretty similar for overall lap time. Now into fourth gear on the apex there as we cut the corner. Now try and get this part here as straight as possible. The reason for that is because it kicks a hybrid in. If you're turning with any sort of steering angle in, your hybrid will not be kicking in. So through this corner, you're turning. Now what I make the mistake of here is trying to straighten it up too quick and let that hybrid kick in to the outside of the track. Really, I should have kept it tighter a bit longer and then let the hybrid kick in more of a straight line. Now I'm going to show you this on the end of the lap with the chase camera view, but for now we'll carry on with this. Now braking for the next corner at the end of that tarmac on the right hand side, you can see in between the 150 board, I brake right there. You can actually brake tiny bit later. You want to be as late as possible on the brakes for this corner. Downshifting aggressively to third gear, and then upshift to fourth before you get to this apex, because you're going to get on the throttle super early. So you can see throttle inputs going in, and be aggressive. The more aggressive you are on the throttle there, the more speed you carry through this corner. Now this corner here is really important as well. You want to keep it tight. You see how I'm going to actually drift off to the right hand side thinking that a smoother line will be faster, but in reality, tighter line, get the car straightened up, allows the hybrid to kick in more and allows you to carry a little bit more speed into the braking zone. It's crazy how it works, but that's the way it is. So again, you can see onto the brakes just after the 50 board. Now this first part of the apex, you really need to make sure you're hitting that, because when you hit this first part of the apex, that lines you up and gets you rotating for the second part, enables you then to skim the second part of the apex, run out wide. As soon as you see this heavy braking marks on the curb, you're on the brakes, almost as your right hand tire is getting onto the curb as well, onto the brakes aggressively. And now you really want to cut this corner on the right hand side. You can see we're aiming for the apex, down to first gear for extra bit of rotation, and you can see massive chunk off that curb. Upshift to second gear. Now I accelerate into second gear. You can use third gear instead of second there, and then upshift to fourth gear on the exit here. But I do second to third, accelerate, and then up to fourth gear on the exit now. Now I'm going to experiment with this, because I'm going to show you chase cameras, the chase camera lap after. Now braking for this corner, I use it again, Astra on the left hand side there, you can see it. That's always my reference for nearly every car. I just use it as a good reference for braking. Now again, get this right hand tire as close to the curb as possible, because you want to square it off. As soon as it's in a straight line, on that throttle aggressively. And again, you want to get that straight line hybrid usage. This car benefits so much for being in a straight line when on throttle. Now again, this corner you can do something here, which again we'll show you after. Now for the next braking zone, braking just past the end of the grass there, the start of the grass there, and before the 50 board, you can see there we're on the brakes nice and early, down to third gear, and then back up to fourth gear before you get on the exit. So before you're on the power, back up to fourth gear, let fourth gear accelerate you up this hill. And again, straight line as much as possible. You need that hybrid to be kicking in. If you're turning and putting angle into that steering wheel, the hybrid will not activate, and that is going to lose you so much time in this Porsche hybrid car. So now What I'm going to do is show you P1 in the world and show you where I can gain half a second, because it's actually pretty crazy. So turn 1, watch the gearing. He does actually go to first gear here. Now I'm going to experiment with this myself. It's individual. He goes straight up to 4th gear as well, which I can see. But watch how he keeps the car straight here. Look at that straight line. That's all about hybrid usage. And then look how tight he takes it. And then watch what he does. As soon as he's got it tight, straightens it up, lets the hybrid kick in on the exit. And you'll be surprised how much time this is going to actually gain you over a lap. Again, watch this on this next corner. So again, brakes extremely late there on the throttle, super aggressive. This is a very good lap, by the way. And then through here, takes a tight line, but look, he keeps it all the way to the left and then straightens it up as quick as possible. And he's going to end up carrying a little bit more speed off of doing that. It's actually quite crazy. Although the speed at the end of the straight's not that much of a difference to my speed, what it is his initial acceleration is better. So he gains that vital little bit on acceleration, which just puts him ahead by half a tenth. And then again, you can see it here on the exit here. He's going to straighten the car up here. You'll see, straightens it up nicely. Now watch how tight he takes this left hand corner. He keeps it really, really narrow for longer than I did, and then straightens it up and lets the hybrid kick in. Now look, straight line, lets the hybrid kick in, and then through this corner again, you're going to see it on the exit here, how he's going to get the hybrid, straight line, let the hybrid kick in, keep it narrow all the way up here, and then tight line on this corner here. And again, straight line. Even when your hybrid's not kicking in, this car seems to accelerate better when you've got less steering inputs in. So remember this, because that is how you're going to gain a lot of time. I think I can get a after watching that lap, I think I should be able to get down to a 15.7. I don't think I can get down to a 15.3, because that is a really good lap that's P1 has done there. But definitely a 15.7 will be possible. So I'll be pushing for that, and hopefully this guide will help you lot push into at least the mid to low 16s for some of you, maybe even the 15s as well. But let me know in the comment section if it helps you out. Hit that subscribe button. Let me know in the comment section, if it's managed to improve your lap time. See you later, everyone.